Good morning. This is, I think, our third podcast, and I'm Tom with SNIP Collier, uh, president or executive director or something, whatever they call me. And today we have Phyllis Estes with us, and she's with VSA, and she's been out in the field doing this longer than I have. And these are some little kittens that Phyllis specializes in uh, bottle fed kittens. And she's been helping us out with these and taking them when we find them in the field. It's a real talent to be able to keep them alive, and she does a wonderful job. And these are three little kittens that we got. Oh, how old do you think they are, Phyllis?
3 weeks.
About 3 weeks. And we found them when their eyes were closed, and they were, believe me, they were not in good shape. They had worms and the whole 9 yards.
Please.
And fleas, and now you can see them. They're we have to watch them so they don't crawl off the table.
They're fat and happy.
You got it. So Phyllis is with us today to kind of tell us about VSA and maybe a little bit about how they started and what their programs are now, and our partnership with her. We are so grateful for her to take these kittens because, like I said, they wouldn't survive if she didn't. So anyway, Phyllis, tell us a little bit about VSA and how you started
Okay.
and
VSA,
what you do.
Yeah, incorporated in 1982. So we are the second oldest animal rescue in Collier County. And VSA was started to help at DAS. When it was on Orange Blossom. Most people don't even know about that old shelter.
I was born here and I can't remember it.
Yeah, it used to be a dog breeder's place, and so the county bought it. That was their first shelter. So anyhow,
Actually, let me interrupt a minute because
Yeah.
what I do remember is when there was a shelter on, and I don't even remember who ran it. I was a little kid, but there was some kind of a very rustic shelter on 10th Avenue South at one time. There was an ice house down there, and there was a city probably, or maybe a county, a little. It was, again, not a very good place.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah. So we evolved. VSA has evolved over the years, and now our emphasis is on bottle babies. That's what we have evolved to. So we are 100% volunteer. Nobody is paid. Our kittens are all in foster homes. And we get the tiniest ones. We get them sometimes cords still attached, absolutely newborn. The average size of the kittens we get is 3 ounces. Sometimes it's less than that. We've gotten them as small as 2 ounces, and those are very fragile kittens. And then we raise them, keep them until they have had all their veterinary work. They're fixed and shots and microchipped, and then we find homes for them. That's the plan. So we have very dedicated foster moms. The kittens, the newborns, need to be fed every 2 hours, 24/7. Until they get to about this age. These guys are almost ready to sleep through the night, which is a blessing for us. After about 3 weeks, you're really tired of getting up several times during the night. But so now they're big enough and healthy enough to go all night without being fed.
How many do you think you have in your? I bet you could probably tell me almost exactly. How many do you think you got in your foster and at your house?
Well, actually, right now I've got 11. Yeah, but not all bottle babies. These are the youngest that we've got right now. There was one crazy time where I had 30 bottle babies, and that was really
Difficult.
really hard.
Challenging.
Really
it would be
hard,
the word.
Really hard. You would never do that again. So they're fun. They're just so rewarding to take little tiny babies and have them look at this. I mean, they're just healthy and ready to go, and a joy.
We so much appreciate you taking them for us because, again, I've always been a kind of a dog guy, but I've gotten to where we do a lot of feral cats.
Uh-huh.
And I want you to tell us a little bit about your voucher program and
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
But we really have. When I first started SNIP, we were just dogs, and we used to bring the van. You remember to Immokalee, and we all we do was dogs, and now we have a pretty strong, and we're building it, feral cat program. But again, we don't have the capacity and the fosters to deal with these kittens and things,
Mhm.
and it's really so beneficial to us and the animals, and to the Collier County that people like you step up and take these little guys because they wouldn't last long.
Right.
And
Right.
the as you know, the main solution is spay and neuter.
Right.
But hey, in the real world, this will never go away completely.
Right, exactly.
So we need things.
And actually, should say, our kittens go right into incubators when they're under 3 weeks. They have to be kept warm. It's very dangerous for them to be cold, so they go right into incubators. At 3 to 4 weeks, then they are able to regulate their body temperature enough that they're out. They just graduated this week to a playpen. We have steps, incubator, playpen, and then in a couple of weeks they'll go into a cage when they can learn to eat, so they can walk through the food and sleep in it and so forth, and not be keep the mess confined.
Well, now that you said that, then you just obligated yourself. We're, like I said, I just showed you some videos of we're under construction in Immokalee now, and it's gonna be a triage and spay and neuter clinic, the one that we're building, the first building out there, and we just put a new tin roof on it yesterday, and we got all the plumbing going in the floor now, and so it's really progressing, and we have 3 isolation rooms, and we are going to have an incubator, and so we will hope that you'll come out and show us and give us lessons on how to use it, so we can even do more of these, and we're gonna have like X-ray machines, but the one thing that we have absolute, and that for puppies too, because we've had puppies die because we didn't have the right equipment. So you're gonna get asked to come out and show us how to use it.
Be happy to, and so our voucher program, from the very beginning, since the 80s, VSA has had a voucher program to help people spay and neuter their dogs and cats. Back then, believe it or not, a spay cost $30. And our voucher program gave people $15 off that. Obviously, it's a whole lot more now, but so we have a program where we have an agreement with various clinics, and SNIP is one of them, that they will do the spay and neuter at a certain price. So it saves people actually hundreds, literally hundreds of dollars. So that's available for Collier County residents, for people that have found animals. We don't do it for purchased animals from breeders. We don't ask our donors to subsidize that. So the other thing that we do to help people is our shot clinics. We have shot clinics 3 times a year, twice at Max Hass Park, fall and spring. November 1st is our next one. Immokalee in January. So our shots are $10. Worming is $5. The vouchers are available there for people to get the animals fixed, and we're going to start doing microchips. Years ago we did microchips, had to stop, but we're going to add that to what we're doing. So that is a huge help for people.
And Phyllis has asked us because there's some, I guess the rule says that you have to have a vet clinic on site.
Operating room.
An operating room on site.
To
And
put
so,
in a microchip.
so when she does these, your shot, clinics, around the county, what we're gonna start doing is taking our mobile unit there, cause it is a surgery center, the one that we do our feral cats, and we'll take it there and, we just somebody's working on a dog anyway. And we'll take our mobile unit there so they're capable of doing that at those. And if we need to do something on the mobile clinic, providing we can get vets to operate it those days, we'll do that too. So
That would be great.
we're really looking forward
We're excited.
to working together on a lot of different projects. So I think it's pretty cool.
And something actually I would like to add for people who find kittens. We do get calls from people who found tiny kittens and the kittens are not doing well, and they realize they need help. When you find a kitten, if you can't find somebody to take it who knows what they're doing, don't give them cow's milk. It's very hard on them. Especially in Immokalee where there aren't a lot of resources, what I tell people is to go get goat's milk if you're gonna feed them anything. And if you've got somebody that's going to take them, just give them sugar water until you can get them, like in
Really?
a
I
few
didn't know
hours.
that.
Yeah, because they're dehydrated and they maybe haven't eaten in a long time.
So what temperature should it be? Because I know that that's a very, at that stage, I mean, it can't be too hot, cold. I mean, what would be an easy test? Like, just like a baby, put it on your wrist?
Just like room temperature, just body temperature, yeah.
And am I right on this? Don't try to overhydrate them at once.
Right.
Just a little at a time.
Right, yeah.
Things like that.
What people do is they go to the pet store and they get kits, feeding kits, and that is really wonderful. But what they do is cut off the top of the nipple. We see that all the time. It's way too much.
I've made that
Yeah.
mistake.
And it's really hard to get the right amount of opening in those nipples. Anybody doing this very much, these are called miracle nipples, and unfortunately you have to order them. You can't find them in a store, but they're perfect for the babies. So sometimes kittens choke with big holes.
Maybe we could order a whole bunch here, and that way, because I do get calls on this a lot, and say, and you're full, and I have no idea what to do, and that's exactly what they do. So maybe SNIP can order a bunch of them and have them out for people to come get in Immokalee and at this clinic.
That'd be great.
And by the way, when we do open out there, we are keeping this clinic. We'll staff both places. It'll be hard, but we're keeping both the clinic and the shelter clinic out in Immokalee where our whole campus is being built.
Yeah.
So here's a little demonstration on.
Well, they just ate, so I don't know, but this guy likes to eat, so here we go.
Now, as they get older like this, though, they can pretty much eat as much as they want.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
These guys aren't. When she gets them, usually they can be a day old, and they're very fragile. But like these guys are older, and so she just lets them eat as much as they want.
Well, even the tiny ones, we keep feeding them until I've not had one eat so much that it hurt them.
Okay.
Yeah, no, but they eat very, very little. That's why they have to be fed every couple of hours. Now, I will say sometimes if they're strong, if they're really fragile, and some really are, it depends on how long they've gone without eating, how long they've laid out in the sun. Those get more frequent feedings, but sometimes we'll go for 3 hours at night if we're exhausted.
Let me say this too, if anybody's listening, whoever's out there, you can share it. I just had one the other day that somebody got, and they were going to nurse it back, and it was a day old. They're very wonderful people, but they had no idea or capability of how to do this. And then they called me and they brought it to me. And I had called Phyllis already and said, hey, I got a little bottle feeder that's really in bad shape. And by the time they got it to me, it was basically gone. Because, I know everybody wants to do the right thing, but there is when they're that fragile, you need to get them to somebody that knows what they're doing. And Phyllis or us at SNIP will do our best to respond to it. We can't respond to everything, but we certainly will try. So unless you really kind of know what you're doing, at least reach out. And everybody's got my number, and I'll do the best I can. But if they're really, really fragile, unless you know what you're doing, you really should get them someplace besides your house. Because it is, by the time you get them to us, if you try to do it yourself for a couple days, it's usually too late. And I think you'd agree with me on that.
Yeah,
So
right.
don't hesitate to reach out. Although we can't respond to everything, but we do try. So I'm sure somebody's out there going, I called them and they didn't show up. But hey, you know, we really do care about each and every one of these animals, dogs, cats, and we do the best we can. And that's about it. So Phyllis, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank
And
you.
I hope you'll be a regular guest with us. And
Okay.
we certainly appreciate your support for what we do, and we hope we support you and our partnership.
Well, thank you.
Our next guest is Sandy, and I'll just give you because I found him in the field about 2 weeks ago, something like that, and the little guy was over at the middle school in Immokalee under a hedge, and they called us to come out and get him or see if we could, and of course we try to respond immediately anytime we get these kind of calls, and the construction guys there helped us. They watched him and kept an eye on him while we were on our way, and he was hard to see. He was laid under this hedge, and he was so dehydrated and skinny, and couldn't really tell what was wrong with him yet. But they said when he tried to run from him, he was limping, and so we just said, don't chase him. We'll be there, and so we were able to get him, and we've had him here ever since. And I want to introduce Vanessa. Vanessa is our new receptionist, but she's a vet tech also, and so she's kind of moving more into the vet tech world. And actually, this weekend she's going to take him and take care of him over the weekend. And then on Tuesday, I'm going to take him up to Perch Store Vet Clinic. Dr. Kerr has done a lot of these leg things for us before. And so we're just going to have him take a look at it and give us opinion. We've got a couple opinions, and we just want to get a third one. And so I'll let Vanessa tell you a little bit about them. And, they've been taking care of them here at the clinic. So anyway, I'm going to turn this over to Vanessa and Asia. And Asia, again, was doing our foster and adoption program. But we've got pretty much all our dogs in foster now. And she really, really enjoys doing the vet tech work. And like I said, we're going to need more people in Immokalee on our shelter there in 4 or 5 months to when we open. And so we're trying to train more people to do vet tech and animal care so we can staff it easy, have an easier time staffing it when the time comes. So anyway, I'm going to turn it over to them, tell you a little bit about Sandy, and we were so happy that we could rescue him and be a part of taking care of him.
Perfect. So we have our little guy here. His name is Sandy. He here since last week, if I'm not wrong. So like Tom say, we think maybe he get hit by a car. So he have a shattered pelvis. He's doing good. When he first started here, he was really like shy, doesn't want to eat, nothing at all. He was pretty in bad condition. He's doing so much better now. Now he's walking. Of course, since he has the shattered pelvis, he can't walk with the forepaw, but he do his best with the 3 legs he has. And he's maybe a year,
Yeah, I
say.
think so. Yeah, about that.
Kinda a year. So but he's really happy and he's eating. We love him. Hi, baby. Hello. And we're really happy to have him here. We feel proud of his progress. We're giving pain medications and sedatives to keep it calm too, because shattered pelvis is very painful for dogs, for everybody. So having just 3 legs kind of to walk, it's kind of hard. So, but he's doing his best. Right,
He's
baby?
doing his best.
Yeah.
Thank you to Sable Palm for getting him in for his
Yes.
x-rays. He does have a pretty bad pelvis, but they said maybe 8 weeks of cage rest, and then we'll look into getting his hip fixed or his pelvis fixed, and he's going to have a happy life from there on out. But he's full of life, he's full of spirit, and he's definitely a fighter.
Yeah.
So we're going to make sure that his life gets turned around and he'll find a happy home, right, Bubba?
Yeah, baby, a forever home for you. The good thing about his young is the recovery is going to be really good. He's going to be really fast, I will say. He's not gonna have any complication, hopefully, and he's gonna do really good with just 3 legs. Animals in general, they do really good. So he's gonna be a happy boy, right, baby? Yeah. Say hi. Hi. He loves to give kisses. Right?
Oh,
There you go.
you want to talk?
We'll hit
What do you
somewhere.
got to say? Huh? Say thank you, everybody, for saving me. I appreciate it.
So the Helping Paws Fund is what's helping get him all taken care of, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Helping
so
Paws is
maybe
helping
we can-
us to get this guy happy, right?
So
And recovering,
Yep, donation based.
donations.
Ladies, thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm so proud of you guys for, like, we had some transitions here lately, and you guys have really stepped up, and I think we have a real stable team now, and I'm really happy that SNP can, I look at this as building careers and people along with helping animals, and we really want that, and you guys, I hope you stay with us a long time and learn. And, we hope to, like I said, we're gonna keep this facility and we're gonna open it in Immokalee. Then after we get that triage spay and neuter clinic open, where we can have a place to take all these animals immediately and not have to, what do we do? Then we start on our 4,000 plus square foot full medical facility out there, low cost. That will be a public and generate income for SNP Collier.
Yeah.
But whatever people can do for us, if 1,000 people donate $5 a piece, that's $5,000, and it goes to our Helping Paws, our feral cat program, and all these things that we really want to build that will
Yeah.
help the animals in Collier County.
That'll
Yeah.
cover
So-
your surgery.
And that's the point, to help all these animals we found outside.
That's,
Right now, there's so many, and we want to help everybody.
That's the goal.
that's
That's the goal.
That's the reason we're here.
Yeah, that's our goal. That's why we're here.
So you guys got anything else you need to say or
I
want
don't
to
think
say?
so, but
If
No.
not- if
Cheyenne
not-
made a great point of our Helping Paws Medical Fund. When people make donations to that, and like Tom said, if it's just 1,000 people that donate $5, that adds up really quick, and it can help get this little guy his surgery that he needs, and help thousands of other animals. So we really appreciate anybody who donates to our Helping Paws Medical Fund, because it goes a really long way for these guys.
That's true.
In next podcast, Cheyenne is the producer here, and
Behind
she
the
does our
scenes.
Facebook page, our TikTok, and all the other ones that I have no idea what they are. But I would next time I'd like her to come over on the other side of so we can introduce her and show off her new her baby that's due in how long?
October.
In
There you
October.
go.
A Halloween baby.
And so the next podcast, we'd like to have you come over here on this side and introduce yourself and tell a little bit about what you do for us and all that
He's
kind of stuff.
happy.
And of course, we got Charlene back there, but she doesn't feel she's photogenic, doesn't want to be on there. So I'll embarrass her with this. Anyway, hey, thanks everybody for
Thank
watching
you.
us.
Thank you.
And we'll do another one in about a month. And hopefully we'll eventually get them to twice a month.
Yep.
Thank you.
We'll have updates on Sandy by then.